Yo, what's up, people? Jerrell, Wesley. We're here at the River Rock Cafe, Los Angeles edition, having dinner and dialogue with Sean Shaw, even though it's about 3:30 p.m., but still, we eat all day, every day here in LA.
All right, Jerrell, Lee, Wesley, thank you again for taking time out to meet with me.
Yes, sir.
It's an LA edition, so it's a little different from being in Atlanta, but we're going to make it do what it do. So tell me a little bit about how you got into this whole acting thing. I know that you're a sports enthusiast, and I know you went to the University of Kentucky, and you went on a full scholarship of playing ball, all balls, two balls. Yeah. So you were playing both baseball and football. Yeah. So how did that parlay into acting?
Actually, man, I've always been in entertainment and acting, at least passionate about it. Coming out of Florida, man, I used to be in this group where we had like 3 singers and 3 rappers, man. So I always wrote music. I wrote sketches and things like that. We didn't have theater where I'm from in high school, but me and a partner of mine and brothers and cousins, man, we was always entertaining. So I was always passionate about it, even when I had aspirations of being a professional athlete. Always thought that at 35 years old, always told myself I was going to move to Hollywood after I retired from sports. But the sports didn't turn out, so man, I just got an early jump on it, So that's kind of how I landed here.
Okay, what would you consider your first big break? I know you had like a major movie in 2009 with was this Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. So is that like the first big break?
Man, it comes in like phases, believe it or not. Being here in LA, I mean, just even joining the Actors Union was a big break for me, and that came by the hands of Alan Ball, giving me a little small, tiny part in the series finale of 6 Feet Under. And then a few years later, I got the Proposal opportunity, and so that was a big break. But I wasn't even living in LA when I did the Proposal. I was living in Boston.
Wow. Okay.
And I moved back to LA about a year after I did the Proposal. But when I got back, it was like starting over again. I had been in LA for like 5-6 years before I went to Boston for like 3 years, then came back to
Okay, other than acting, go ahead. Other than acting, what else do you have going on?
I have my hands in a few things. I write. I made a short film, an award-winning short film.
Oh yeah.
A few years ago, and
you just reestablished that, didn't you? I mean,
yeah, man. I kind of putting that out there a little bit. It was a silly idea that I had, man, that ended up becoming something bigger than what I ever intended it to be. It's called Hood Brothers, and after it was the first thing I'd ever written and directed, and it became what it became, a little 10-minute short film. And after the short film was completed, I decided I felt that story needed more justice. So I started studying how to write and become a screenwriter and things like that. And then after studying for months on that, I ended up writing a full feature. So I pulled that back out and I edited the feature down, and I have some people looking at it. And I've been talking with some people who might be interested in investing in making that story. So it's it's something that I care about deeply in telling that story.
Right.
And so I write poetry all the time.
All right.
In the meantime, I love and get my heart broke.
Yeah, don't
we all? About that shit.
Now, do you transition that pain and all of that writing into music?
Bro, yeah. Like it's like there was a situation not long ago I got out of, man, and it was so infectious that I use it in all of my work.
Wow.
And I've seen myself grow as an artist, as an entertainer, as a writer even. as an actor, even as a person, you know. And someone told me recently that they go, hey man, I think that person who was in your life was meant to help you with your creativity.
Right.
And I'm like, well, shit, I've been able to get to some places because of that experience. So even though I don't talk to you anymore, thank you.
Because oftentimes they say it takes, you know, things that happen in your profession, you know.
Well, yeah, absolutely, man. Especially on the creative side, right? When you deal with when we talk about the arts, man, that's what we're talking about life, man. We're talking about the world, the existence, the things that we can see, the things of the unknown, even the imagination, the ideas of what like love is, or what heartbreak is, what heaven's like, what hell could be like, you know. I mean, but you know, so you go through things, everybody. And what I realized, man, you know, as you get older, you get out of, you know, your little circle of who you are, and you start paying attention to people and things, and you realize, man, everybody's dealing with something.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
is dealing with something, man. It doesn't mean what you're dealing with isn't important, because it is.
Right.
You know, you're dealing with what you're dealing with, man. But you know, having the faith to say, okay, look, I know I'm going to get through this. You know, so it's just about maintaining my sanity. Take whatever experience this is, whatever growth this is that I'm dealing with, and use that to be better and to talk about it and help others and write about it or whatever.
Writing, do you aspire to maybe one day write a major motion picture, or you want to stick to television, or?
Oh man, yeah,
whatever.
Definitely movies. Look, I don't know how to write television.
Okay,
you know?
that's a different art.
Yeah, it's different. And so with the writing, yeah, man. And as of right now, people always say, "Hey, you want to write?" And let someone else act it. No, I write for myself. I write for my heart. Most of the things that I've written so far, you know, comes from me and who I am and my experiences with people. So, you know, writing's a part of it. Acting is a part of it also. I just love the creative part of all of it, man. There's no one thing right now that, I mean, writing, if I was to put one above the other, writing helps me to express myself, whatever I'm going through, and it helps me to feel good to get it out of my system and on the page. Acting more so helps me in my personal growth as a human being, you know, and because with all of these different characters and different situations, and you get to try to step inside someone and understand who they are and why they are the way they are. So I think that helps you become less judgmental of people, you know, because all you know at the core is yourself, you know. And so acting, man, you can learn about other people and why they are who they are, man. Doesn't make, if they're a bad person, doesn't justify what they're doing, you know, but it does help you try to understand why they are the way they are, you know. So all of them, man, are very important. The writing, the poetry, most of the poetry comes from when I've dealt with some sort of romantic jubilation or
Heartbreak,
man. And you know, you welcome all of that, man, and all of your work.
Yeah.
You try to create something that you're passionate about, and in the end, man, we're trying to resolve issues with ourselves.
Right. It's part of growth,
Yeah.
you know.
So,
You know, change is inevitable,
Yeah.
and with that change, oftentimes come lessons, and what you take from
how
those.
How can you change if there's a lesson behind it?
Right. Right.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah. All the characters you've played, you know, and I'm sure there have been many. Which one of those is more like you, or are they just so different that they're just so far away from being who you are as a person?
right. Man, which one's more like me? Well, you know, most people haven't seen it because it's not public yet, because we're still in the film festival circuit, but it'd be my short film.
Okay.
Because it truly is the most like me of any other character I played. You know, I mean, I played a pimp in in one movie. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't think there's a pimp in me, but I guess, you know, pulled it from somewhere.
Right.
So, you know, I would have to say that, you know, and Victor, I understand Victor, you know, he's getting his hustle on power in the streets. You know, I didn't grow up in the streets, but I didn't grow up with much. You know, I grew up in the country, but man, my closest friends, man, I mean, I've lost some friends. I got friends locked up, and, you know, I look at them and I think about myself. There's been numerous situations where either I could have been the one shot because he was right here next to me and I'm like, why didn't I? Or I could have been locked up. I've done things where, hey, I could have got locked up, but for whatever reason, I didn't. You know what I mean? And so, you know, just because I don't got a record, you know, now I hope I never get one, but it doesn't mean I haven't experienced certain things, you know.
Right.
And Victor and all of those guys in power, man, they're just trying to survive. This is their way of life. You know, Ghost obviously is very smart, man.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy's smart in his own right also. He just likes the craziness of the streets.
Right.
But Tommy's smart. Tommy's no idiot.
Yeah.
On that show. Ghost is very smart. You know, they both could be running major corporations. You know, had they been doing something else, or had they been raised in a better neighborhood.
Right,
You know?
right.
So
do you think there will always be acting? Is it something you just want to do for the rest of your days? Or do you
acting's going to be part of it, man. I can't see myself doing anything else.
Okay.
Acting, making movies, for sure, no question. I mean, there are other things, like that's not the end all be all. My goal is to somehow or another give back, man, to like people where I'm from the community. I feel our biggest issue, man, as black people is we don't educate ourselves enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? And part of that is the opportunity, but just not knowing. You know, and I've learned so much being out in Los Angeles and meeting so many different people, and where I'm from, man, in Florida.
Yeah.
Bro, people don't know nothing, man, about what's going on in the world.
Right.
You know? And I want to use this platform that I'm trying to create and build. Yeah, it's a dream of mine, but the end goal, man, is to be able to take opportunity back to my neighborhood, to my community, to people, to the place where I'm from, in Florida, and say, hey, man, there's more to the world than what's just offered here.
Right.
You know, and you can dream big, and you work hard, man, and you leap off that ledge, man, you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, man. There's just so much knowledge, so much information in the world that we don't even know about in places like where I come from.
Yeah, and so much of it is exposure, right?
Yeah,
you know,
man.
you have to bring it back, because oftentimes a lot of people leave from where they are once they made it, you know, quote unquote, and never go back to you know, impact the lives of others, so that they could actually
like you look at them cats now. You look at Dr. Dre and Ice Cube right now, man. What one thing they're talking about with the success of Straight Outta Compton, man. They're talking about what they're taking back to Compton, what they're taking back to their community, man. I think in the end, in the beginning, they was trying to get out and do something better, and now, you know, they also want to take back and bring something back to, because there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of talented people, whatever it is they're doing in life, man, whatever it is they want to do, man, they're going to try to create those opportunities for them, man. So that's what it's about, trying to create the unselfishness, you know, of trying to help others come up. And we start shooting Power next month. I'd love to do more movies, you know, and I'm going to continue to write. I got the script that's based off of my short film. I'm kind of talking to people to potentially. I got some interest from people who are willing to invest in it. And then I got another idea that I don't want to talk a lot about it right now, man. But I wrote a script of it a few years back. But when I finish the script on my Hood Brothers short, I'm gonna dive into that while I'm probably shooting Power later this year. And in the meantime, man, if we can get this Hood Brothers movie made, then I'll be writing this other script, and then we'll get that made, Then I got a one-man show about a major figure in American and world history. There's been a movie done about him before, and that I started research on, and I've written a little stuff about him that I want to do a one-man show about this guy.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that also.
Okay.
And then I got a couple other little ideas, but man, we're just working, man, trying to make it happen.
I hear you.
Trying to live the dream.
There you go. You know, and create something. But I appreciate your time. This has been great.
It's been great,
man. You've been most gracious and taking time out of your busy day here in LA. The weather is beautiful here, and then you took time to meet with me, somebody you've never met before.
Good too, man.
Yeah,
really
that water
good.
in that mug. Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, absolutely, man. LA, man. Everybody wants to live here, man. It's a great place to be.